North Charleston City Councilwoman Virginia Jamison has been re-elected to the District 3 seat on North Charleston City Council. I speak exclusively with Ms. Jamison for this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my YouTube channel and download my free Quintin's Close-Ups app in your Apple or Google Play stores.
Virginia Jamison, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups.
Thank you so much, Quintin. I'm always honored and impressed speaking with you.
Oh, I appreciate it greatly. I appreciate it greatly. And I know you're very honored because you just won re-election for your particular seat, District 3 in North Charleston. What is it like to be Virginia Jamison right now?
Well, Quintin, until we're sworn in, I'm still the same old Virginia Jamison. I'm going to work for my constituents. I'm going to work for the city of North Charleston for livability, for quality of life for everyone. And that's who I am.
Yes.
That's who I'll continue to be over the next 4 years.
4 years. Speaking of which, I know right before the election, the Postal Courier actually endorsed you for your re-election bid. And they wrote this, quote, Virginia Jamison is a strong advocate for her district, putting constituent service and quality life at the top of her priority list. What else will be at the top of your list for the next 4 years?
Well, Quintin, at the top of my list, of course, is that livability piece, the quart of noise that District 3 is impacted with every day. I'll be working 24/7 on that. The other thing, Quintin, that I really want to focus on for our communities, because now I'm starting to see it move from one area, it shouldn't be anywhere, but it's starting to move from one area to the next. And again, the drug culture. We're at epidemic proportion right now with the drug culture, meaning that we have people bringing drugs to our cities, we have young men and women who are doing distribution, and then we have that product of our society that's buying the drugs. They're getting hooked on the drugs. So of course they're not working, they have a drug habit. So what is the next thing to that? Reckless stealing, breaking and entering, and causing havoc on the citizens of North Charleston. So I want to focus on that. I've already spoken with a few people about us doing a collaborative effort to get those young men, and I'm going to focus on men, off the street to let them know that drug distribution is the next slave master of our society.
Many people watching this, and I've talked to them a lot, talked about gentrification here in the city of North Charleston. Is gentrification the problem that's contributing to the drug epidemic in your mind?
I don't know that it is a problem that's contributing to the drug culture. I do know that a lot of people has been displaced because affordable housing is not available, meaning the house costs the same thing, but we have not educated our residents, gotten them to a place that they can afford the increase in the house cost. So that's where we are right now. If a person in the drug culture think that selling drugs is going to make them that fast buck so they can support their family, they're dead wrong. If they think that it's going to buy them, get them enough money to buy that home, they're dead wrong. So where do we go from here? How do we start to change our culture? How do we start to mandate to our children, our young adults, that education is the product that you need, that part of your life that you need to take you from step one to step two.
Step two. And the Postal Courier also goes on to say this. They said this, quote, Ms. Jamison, an Air Force veteran who has worked as a cardiovascular technician, has pushed for years, as you just mentioned, to get a noise barrier erected to lessen traffic noise in the Northern District's neighborhoods that border I-26. She hasn't taken no for an answer and has persuaded the city to take another look at the data and try to come up with a funding solution. What is that funding solution right now, Councilwoman Jamison?
Well, and I want to correct that in saying that the county is responsible for roads, but the SCGOT is responsible for getting the information that they need to promote this noise reduction and this corridor of noise that we have dealt with and we've talked about for 10 years. I met with Chairman Summy, and of course he gave me the letter and he made it very clear that he was on board and he was going to do everything possible.
Okay.
Since that time, we have put out new noise detectors in 4 different areas in that corridor. So that's a positive right there. This morning I found myself writing a letter to all of the players, letting them know that what we're doing is wrong. Noise is debilitating. We have guidelines from the Federal Highway Administration that says any noise that's above 5 is hazardous. We have information from the medical society that says noise is debilitating. Noise exacerbates health issues, especially high blood pressure and cardiovascular disease, which our area is prone for.
Yes, ma'am. And let me go on to what they also said about you as they endorse you. They said this, quote, District 3 is in the path of the Low Country Rapid Transit Project, and it has a new car to park and ride lot as well. It also has a new center. Ms. Jamison backs additional quality of life improvements, including more sidewalks, bicycle lanes, better street lighting, and more visibility in police patrols. Most important that is, she says, is getting increased input from citizens to help set the city's agenda. You said this, quote, we cannot plan a functional city without this input. What is the city's agenda?
Well, Quintin, we're just doing our 10-year comprehensive plan.
Right.
I will be meeting with our staff on Wednesday to review the plan that they have come forward with. I am hoping that all of the things that you just mentioned, bike path, walking path,
Sure.
things that enhances the quality of life of the citizens are going to be in that plan. I hope that we're going to look at rezoning very, very carefully.
Okay.
And before I do anything, before I vote on any rezoning, I'm going to ask our staff, I'm going to ask my constituents, and I'm going to ask my colleagues, are we fair? Are we being fair to everybody? To the developer, to that homeowner, to those children, to the further growth and livability of our city.
As a matter of fact, the Postal Courier writes this also, quote, for example, the city needs to be more responsive to the community on zoning and development to ensure no ill effects on existing residential neighborhoods. She says, quote, we should not have 5 gas stations in a 1-mile radius. We should not have a liquor store in the same tract as a rehabilitation center, that is. What are the ill effects now on those neighborhoods?
Well, and I could go throughout our city and identify some of these problems, but I'm focused on District 3 right now, and hopefully that everything we do in District 3 is going to resonate throughout the city. Quintin, we have been underserved in District 3 for so long, and I will say this because I have done the research, I have spoken with my constituents, and they feel just what I'm feeling,
Okay.
that we have been underserved. And recently, back in the summer, early spring, a developer came to town and asked for a gas station. Well, the gas station that they proposed is, I mean, just big, humongous. And it was in a small tract. So now they were asking for setbacks. They were asking the city to do all of these things. And I just flatly said, asked my constituents how did they feel about it. They felt the same way I did, that it was not appropriate for the area that they were trying to put it in, that they could have probably better served our community somewhere else. And we spoke out on it. We did some telephone calling, we did some emailing, and I think we got a positive response. Now, it's not over But at least our voices were heard.
Were heard.
Yes.
And also this too from the Postal Courier, they said this quote, instead the city should spend more money on its older communities with upgrading lighting, more speed humps, highlighted crosswalks, and more sidewalks and traffic controls. Ms. Jamison is an energetic advocate for her district, and she also proves that she can get things done. She deserves another term. How much money are you asking for lighting, speed humps, and sidewalks right now, Ms. Jamison?
Well, I'm putting together a packet of increased modalities that would better light our stop signs, that would better identify our crosswalks, that would identify some properties for a walking trail.
Okay.
All of those things are in the making. I just came back from the National Leagues of Cities Convention, and I got a lot of information at that meeting. I heard a lot of people around the country. These were people from all over the United States. I heard them expressing their concerns about their cities also. So I'm not the only person that's saying it. We have done that development piece. We have invited everybody to our state, to our city. We've opened up the pocketbooks. We've given carte blanche to them. Some people would say we gave them the bath water and the dishwater and the sink that we put it in. So now we need to focus on our communities. I have something right over here that I wrote down earlier. I'll grab that.
Okay.
And it spoke about emotional infrastructure. What do you feel when you walk out or in your community? Do you feel good about it? Do you feel like, I am so glad I live here? What do you feel? Are you being told no all the time about increasing our infrastructure, enhancing the livability of our citizens? No is a lazy answer. It's okay to say yes. And I do know about BUILD monies, grants. I do know about it. I do know about enhancing infrastructure funding that's available. So have we just been telling these communities no? Because we don't want to put ourselves out there. Well, I'm putting myself out there. I'm putting myself on notice. I'm putting myself and our city and our leadership on notice that something needs to be done. We're not living in 1968. We're living in 2019.
What else would you say no to, and what else would you say yes to when it comes to District 3?
Well, I'm going to be really stern about the rezoning. I want the information up front. I want to be in the meeting when the decision or when the suggestion was made. I want to meet with the developer. I want them to come to our communities. I want them to speak with the leadership in those communities. I want them to know that we live here also. We need to have easy access to our doctor's office, to grocery shopping, to shopping whatever, or to even going to a night out. The traffic is so heavy because we've not done anything to disseminate or send it in different ways until people don't even go out in the evenings. Okay? So it's like we're locked in our homes. And on top of that, we have to deal with the noise element that we cannot do in our backyards except for mowing and trimming shrubs and all of that. We don't enjoy the backyard anymore. We don't even enjoy the front yard if you sit on my front porch to have a conversation. You're inundated. Everybody's yelling at each other. So where's the quality?
Councilwoman Virginia Jamison, thank you so much for your time, and again, welcome back to Quintin's Close-Ups, and congratulations on your re-election win.
Thank you so much, Quintin. And I'm not here for any personal agenda. I think the citizens of District 3 gave me a mandate that we need to continue to do what we do. And I applaud them for their selection and for their vote.
To be continued. Hope to hear from you more.